before I say what I want to say, and then before I say what I need to say so people understand what I want to say, I'm gonna give an example so you guys know what I'm talking about, right? When I'm bulking, not just when I'm trying to live or when I'm cutting, which is even cheaper to live by. When I'm bulking and the goal is to buy as much food, which is more expensive to eat, so I can gain weight, my immediate go-to meal is Alfredo ground beef pasta, right? One of those Rios things that's probably like $4 a pack. When you boil it, comes out to, in my opinion, 3-4 days worth of pasta. You buy one $3 to $4 thing of Alfredo sauce, put it in there, put some salt, pepper, paprika, onion powder. I personally also put sriracha sauce in there after I put the Alfredo. And then on the side I have a packet of ground beef cooking, seasoned up. I simmer off and take off the excess fat. Put that in the cooked Alfredo sauce. Stir it. That for me, a grown ass man, this $12 to $15 meal that I just made lasts me 3 to 4 days. So understand, if you take the time, it can be done. Now, for the precursor statement before I make my statement, the issue with people that come on here and stitch these videos and give advice is not that they're giving bad advice. They're either doing one or two things. They're giving advice to people who don't actually want advice. They either just want to kind of share their content, and that's okay, or they don't actually want to make any changes, and that's also okay. Or they're giving advice almost in another language because they're talking to a type of people who think very heavily on the social kind of thought process of losing weight. It's all about timing. It's all about metabolism, insulin. It's all about hormones and stuff like that. So again, you're speaking in macros and calories the correct way to people who don't know what you're talking about because their life doesn't revolve around knowing that type of like content. And so, in a sorry if this comes off as insulting, but you almost have to baby them in the way you talk to them, and try and be extra smooth or extra soft with the delivery. Unfortunately, that's not me, and I'm not gonna go out of my way to be rude. I don't believe in quote unquote hard truth. If you're a hard truth type of person, you're just an asshole, or you're emotionally and unintelligent, and you can't deliver messages without being rude. With that being said, unfortunately, ma'am, you might just be lazy, because I gave an example of a super cheap, inexpensive, and like sustainable meal for me as a grown ass man. That type of stuff is available and like doable in multiple different ways. So for you to go to Wendy's and spend $35 on one meal, I think that's a little crazy. And the reason why I say lazy is because with that $35, you genuinely could have bought a week's worth of food for you and your kid. The people who make content like this and they just want to share it, cool. I don't look at it. I don't like it. I don't comment on it. That's just whatever, right? But the people who make content like this, but they put it under the lie of because food is so expensive. No, you are just lazy. Because if you took an extra hour, maybe 2 hours to do a meal like that, or I grew up broke. A spaghetti meal would last me, my brother, and my dad. Three men, three boys and men in a house, almost a week. Spaghetti meals, bro. Like, what happened to actually knowing how to be broke? And I'm not saying you're broke. I'm just saying we were broke and we made that work no issue. So if we're broke and we can do it, why are you guys getting on the internet acting like times are so tough? Again, eggs are expensive. Yeah, yeah, cool, whatever. But the better, cheaper, more cost efficient option is not to go to Wendy's. Like that's not what we're doing. There are so many inexpensive and fairly simple like food options like rice, spaghetti, and pasta or potatoes that Wendy's cannot be like your go-to for I don't have time, I don't have money, I'm going to Wendy's. Like that's not it. Like no. And again, I'm saying the word lazy because again, if you spend time in the grocery store and you look at all of like the Whole Foods, you know, other than your big like chain grocery stores like Walmart or bigger like Sam's Club and Costco, like your Food Lions, your Acme's or your whatever's, they're gonna have like weekly deals where stuff like pasta It's gonna sell stuff like rice. It's gonna sell stuff like chicken. It's gonna sell stuff like salmon. Is gonna sell and ground beef. One of those is always going to be on sale, right? Like they change every week, whether it's the super lean ones, the averagely lean ones, or the really fatty ones. One of those is gonna be on sale if you take the time to like look at those, especially when you're feeding kids that should not be that picky. You can find you some like pretty cheap options to cook for like a whole week fairly easily because again different stuff is going to be on sale every week, so now you can kind of add some variety to what you're eating throughout like the month, so again like your kids don't be like, oh my god, like we had this last week. If rice wasn't sold, my dad would buy a shit ton of rice. It would last 3 men a whole week. If pasta wasn't sold, boom, same thing. If spaghetti wasn't sold, boom, same thing. If chicken breast wasn't sold, well, Haitian people don't really cook chicken breast that much because the way we stew, boil, cook, like a lot of shit, chicken breast does not last and it's mad dry. But my dad would fuck up the chicken drumstick, the wings, or the thighs, and that style of cooking, and it would last us a week, no issue. Mind you, again, this is 3 men, not just 3 kids. Like I've been eating, like I was a chunky boy. Like I've been eating like a grown ass man my whole life. So to the people who may have watched this video, just know things aren't that bad. You might just be lazy.